Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. E.T. caught up with Shazam star Zachary Levi, and he was promoting the season finale of the Tangled the series. But he had something to say a little bit about Shazam. And he said that when this movie comes out in April of 2019, that will be 20 years of the month that I started auditioning in Hollywood. And that's a really crazy thing to reflect on. So it's all very humbling, and the script is great, and the cast is great, and I love our director, David F. Sandberg. I can't tell you much, as you can probably imagine, but what I can say is I'm just out of my mind excited. Levi added, I get to do my version of Big. Basically, it's like Superman meets Big, and that's just so fun. Now, if you don't know Big, Big is that Tom Hanks movie where he was a little boy turned to an adult, and he gets to do some adult things with a boy's mind. So it's very much like Shazam, actually, but this with a superhero-esque thing to it. And, you know, they've even asked him which DC superhero he'd like to have a cameo in Shazam. And he replied, Wonder Woman, because she's awesome. I think getting a cameo from anybody would be super cool, but I just think Gal Gadot is so effervescent. She has such charm, and she seems like a really cool broad. Like, she was in the Israeli army, she's a mom, and I'm like, you seem like you're grounded and cool, and you're Wonder Woman, and you rock, Levi added. And I think it would be really funny to have 14-year-old Billy Batson inside of Shazam that's really awkward around this beautiful Amazonian. I think that would be really awesome. Now, that doesn't mean that Wonder Woman will be a cameo. He's just wish list, if you will. And it doesn't mean that any DC superhero will be a cameo. But I am really head on in feeling that they really should have Henry Cavill as Superman in Shazam. I think that would play in really well with him. I mean, an Amazonian would play well, especially with his magical properties. They're both kind of derived from Zeus in a way, or they could use that play instead of having the wizard Shazam, but more Zeus, the god of thunder. They could play that route as well, so you never know where they're really going to go with this. But as David F. Sandberg, who has come from a horror background, and now we got Walter Hamada and James Wan, these horror figures are able to use low budgets to make larger movies. And with that being said, you don't expect too much CG. Maybe he'll go all out, but I'm expecting him to be very low budget, but not independent low budget, but not to the extent of, like, I'd say Avengers or Star Wars even, you know. So but I really intend to see Superman, Henry Cavill in this, and maybe something with Black Adam. And, you know, you could probably throw in Wonder Woman as a post-credit, but I wouldn't count on Wonder Woman being... I wouldn't count on Zachary Levi actually confirming that Wonder Woman was in the Shazam film. In other DC news, later on in the future, Matt Reeves gives us an update on the Batman. There's no updates as yet, but the only thing that happened today was that Batman director Matt Reeves was a guest on a podcast called The Question and Answer with Jeff Goldsmith. And he kind of gave a little small detailed update about his Batman movie. He says, I am outlining. I have the story worked out, and I am outlining. So that is great. That means the story is done. The story is done. He's outlining. I don't know if that means he's outlining a draft or outlining a script. I hope he's outlining a script. That makes it really very interesting that he's got some kind of story down, or he's just outlining the story. But if he's outlining a story, that means he's got the actual story down. You know what I mean? Like, he knows exactly where this is going to go. He just has to put those scenes together, and that is very, very enticing. That's very interesting, just to see that right now, at this point in time, he knows what kind of Batman he has. Is it prequel Batman, or is it future Batman, or is it the Batman after Justice League? You know, at this time, him and Warner Brothers, they all know if Ben Affleck is actually coming back. And is Ben Affleck coming back? We don't know this. I wish someone would come out and announce it already who's the new Batman in this case. But you know what? It's still a long whiles away. We still have Aquaman, Shazam, and we also have Wonder Woman 2 to deal with. And we still have the release of Justice League, the possible director's cut. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. But according to this Twitter, Gabriel Groy or Gabriel, I'm sorry, I just butchered his name, but he has been tweeting a lot of things out lately, and I follow him. He has some truths and some wrong, and it's not all factual stuff, but this gave me some thought. He tweeted this today. He said, any Justice League extended cut, director's cut, could essentially be an entirely new film, as in 35 to 45% of additional footage, many shots of which I'm told are now entirely mastered finals. Some were actually still being worked on post JL Justice League theatrical release, which is very interesting. Now, I don't believe in this entirely, and I don't think you should too. There could be truth here, there could be false. We don't know for sure. Only Warner Brothers knows. But 35 to 45% of additional footage, that makes sense. We were all hearing about a 3-hour cut of the film, maybe even 4 hours. And we know there are a lot of deleted shots. We see it in the trailers, we see it in the leaks. Right now, the only possible confirmation of an extended cut is only 15 minutes more, so that's not 35 to 45%. But what I really want to get from this tweet, not that there's any confirmation here whatsoever, is that this point where he said that there are mastered finals and they're actually still being worked on post Justice League theatrical release. Speculation time. Total speculation. I have no sources, no confirmation. I'm just thinking aloud as a fan. Is that what if they already had budgeted that part of that 300 million, or however the production budget, they haven't even reported it yet, is that they've already budgeted for as a director's cut release or extended cut or whatever you want to call it, the cut that had 35% 5 to 45%, that 3-hour cut, whatever that assembly cut, whatever you want to call it, that they've already had budgeted to make that work, to continue working on that. And so when they're working on it after Justice League, that's already put in capital. They're already utilizing capital. There's a team who's actually working on the effects of that cut and finalizing all those shots in those footage shots in that larger cut. If that's true, and that means they're not trying to make more money to make the longer cut. They've already budgeted for a longer cut. That means there is a team already working on that longer cut before Justice League even released, and they're still working on it because part of that capital is still money being put into that. So that means that we may actually get something. Now, a lot of people are saying that it had a theatrical release, they had a digital release, they also had a Blu-ray and a DVD release, and we're gonna get a director's, that was announced, that we're actually gonna get a director's cut version of it later on this year. So that means they're double dipping, they're triple dipping, if you will. And so why not Justice League? Why not double dip? Why not triple dip? I know you're all not fans of that, but they've done it before. They've done it with Watchmen. They've done it with 300. They've done it with a lot of different movies. Not necessarily. They've done it with Lord of the Rings and Return of the King. They've had all that. They've done it before. Studios love to double dip, triple dip. They want to make more money. And so what I'm saying is that if they've already budgeted, they've already had a team working on a longer cut, that longer cut could actually come out. Whether that's going to be a theatrical, I don't think so. I think it's just going to come out like a director's cut Blu-ray DVD. But man, that June 27th release date is still there. It says DC Film on it. Man, that would be really awesome if for a one-day release they have a Justice League extended director's assembly. I don't know what you call it. The longer version, the 3-hour cut of Justice League put out on screen for a one-night showing. I don't know, but that would be really fantastic. Wishful thinking, but this tweet just made some extra thoughts in my head that I had to share with you all. But anyway, that's not all that happened today. Oh my god, Black Panther, the TV spot called Rise, Black Panther TV spot was released today, along with tickets. Black Panther tickets are now on sale. Now this Black Panther TV spot is really catchy. The tune is catchy, it's really hip, it's really cool, it's really to the point, and it's actually very nice looking. I really dug it. Now I'm not a Black Panther fan. I don't know anything more than besides Civil War, and I really liked him in Civil War, but I want to see that purple Black Panther fight the gold cheetah. That action piece, we've only seen small tidbits. We're going to actually see full-fledged battles in here, and maybe even aerial battles in here, with them flipping around, doing tokusatsu type fighting. I am super stoked to see that on screen. Also, you can get kind of more of the story this time around. It looks like Michael B. Jordan breaks Claw out of prison, then they get together and they start maybe a montage of them taking out each of Black Panther's family, all the way up to kicking Black Panther out, and Black Panther is going to have to come back Simba style to reclaim his throne. I mean, I just get the gist of that, but I'm eager to see that fight together, and I want to see some cheetah versus panther suit battles and just going morphing and unmorphing and chopping over and everything. That would be really sweet to watch. So Black Panther is coming out less than 38 days. It's real soon. We're finally gonna get a new superhero movie in time in the theaters, and hey, it's just great to be a nerd right now. Alright guys, what do you guys think of Zachary Levi's comments about Shazam? And also, what do you think about Matt Reeves finally kind of moving a little bit more along, updating, very small updates? Do you think Ben Affleck's coming back? Also, what do you think about this Twitter? Do you think there's a Justice League Extended Director's Cut edition that has already been in the process of being made as we speak, probably capital budgeted last year? And also, Black Panther, did you see the TV spot? Are you stoked for Black Panther coming out in March? Hope you are. Alright guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.